Hello, everyone, and welcome to Disney Movie Investigations, case file number 0310, Alice in Wonderland. So for those of you that this is their first time, what Disney Movie Investigations is we take a deep dive look at a Disney movie on Disney Plus, and we look at its background, its production history, as well as what its legacy holds. So today we're doing Alice in Wonderland, which was released on March 5th, 2010, and directed by Tim Burton. And the screenplay was by Linda Wolverton. And if that name doesn't ring a bell to people, she did the screenplay for Disney's Beauty and the Beast. So the budget for this movie was $150 to $200 million. And the box office did $1.025 billion. So this was a huge success for the company. But before we get into the deep dive, let's look at the production history of Alice in Wonderland. So to start off with, we take a look at former Walt Disney Studios president Dick Cook, who had been asking for many years if he could be given the green light to turn many of the Disney animated films into live action adaptations. Disney was hesitant about this because it didn't want to tarnish the legacy of their animated films, which is what the company was built upon. But finally, they agreed to an adaptation of Alice in Wonderland as a test project to see if this concept would work. So Tim Burton signed a deal to direct two Disney digital 3D movies, first one being Alice in Wonderland and the other one being a remake of his short film Frankenweenie. Burton said that his goal was to create an emotional connection to the Alice character, and that in prior Alice in Wonderland films, the story focused more on the other characters that Alice meets as opposed to Alice herself. Burton also wanted to focus on the Jabberwocky character that had been cut out of the original 1951 animated film. The film was originally set to be released in 2009, but it got pushed back to 2010. And principal photography began in September of 2008 and was completed in just under 3 months. Filming was split between California and London. The live action scenes were done in areas around London, while the green screen Wonderland was done in California. So Burton used a combination, obviously, of live action and animation for this film. Burton, originally he was thinking about using motion capture technology, but then once he saw some test screenings, he decided against it and decided to use green screen. And this was the first time that Tim Burton used the green screen process. Because of the nauseating effects actually of the green screen, Burton actually had lavender lenses built into his glasses in order to counteract the effect of all the nauseating effects. And there's a story of Helen Bonham Carter, who plays the Red Queen in the movie. She actually had to take several breaks because it was just nauseating being around all that green, and it just threw her off. So let's look at the cast. So Johnny Depp is playing the Mad Hatter, and just some cool trivia facts about him is Depp's eyes in the movie were digitally enhanced to give him more expression. Johnny Depp does all the scenes of the Mad Hatter except for one. Dancer David Elsewhere Bernal doubles as Depp for the Furterwacken scene. They were originally going to teach Johnny Depp how to do some of the dancing, but Johnny Depp said he would never be able to do it effectively. So they found on YouTube David Bernal, and he ended up doubling up as Depp to do the Furterwacken scenes. Mia Wasilewska, I'm sure I butchered that, but she plays Alice. And she's an Australian actress, and she had done a lot of Australian roles, but this was her first major American role. Helen Bonham Carter plays the Red Queen, and she is a combination of the characters in the Alice in Wonderland books of the Queen, the Red Queen, and the Queen of Hearts. And for this movie, her head was digitally increased 3 times to give her a different characterization. Anne Hathaway plays the White Queen, and she is one of the few actors in this movie that wasn't digitally enhanced. And she went on record to say she summarized her performance. She took an inspiration from a pop art piece of a happy bunny with a knife. And she said this was the cute but psycho, which describes the White Queen. Crispin Glover, who you may know from our last video from Back to the Future, he plays the Knave of Hearts. And Alan Rickman provides the voice of Absalom, who is the caterpillar in this movie. So now that we know the main player, so let's look at the plot. So the plot is, as Alice is an unpretentious and an individual 19-year-old who is betrothed to a dunce of an English nobleman. At her engagement party, she doesn't know if she can go through with the marriage, but when she spots the White Rabbit and follows him down the rabbit hole, she rediscovers her love of Wonderland. But she quickly finds out that Wonderland has changed, and the Mad Hatter needs her to help conquer the Red Queen and the champion Jabberwocky, who is creating almost a tyranny in Wonderland, and everyone is very unhappy. And the White Queen ends up enlisting Alice as her champion to fight the Jabberwocky. So the music of this film the soundtrack was done by Danny Elfman. There was a companion album as well, which was a collection of artist music who was inspired by the film. And this was a second CD that was released to help promote the film. The lead single, Alice, was done by Avril Lavigne. And they actually did a music video that was on MTV for weeks leading up to the film as well. In terms of the marketing release, this film had a bit of trouble leading up to it. The United Kingdom cinema chains Odeon, View, and Cineworld were actually planning to boycott the film because Disney had shortened the release window to DVD from 17 weeks to 12 weeks. And they actually announced beforehand when the movie was going to be available on DVD. And this upset all the theater chain owners because they were like, well, why would people go and see the movie if they know it's going to be on DVD in 12 weeks, so like 3 months. And Cineworld and View ended up reaching an agreement with Disney quite quickly. And then Odeon ended up eventually agreeing as well. But it took major convincing from Disney to tell them that, to get them to sign on to releasing the film. To promote the movie, the posters of each of the main characters were created, and they were shown up throughout cinemas, as well as in different bus stations and stuff like that, as well as billboards were created. At the 2009 San Diego Comic-Con, and as well as the first D23 Expo, props for the film were on display as well, such as the Red Queen's throne, the teacups, the Eat Me cake, and the Drink Me potion were also on display, as well as at the D23 Expo, guests could actually attend a tea party with Alice and the Mad Hatter as characters, and they would actually have an interactive booth at the D23 Expo. In terms of video games, a video game for the Wii, Nintendo DS, and Microsoft Windows was created to within companion to the movie. And the video games actually followed the storyline to the movie quite religiously as well. Awards. So this movie was nominated actually for 3 Academy Awards. It was nominated for Best Visual Effects, and it actually won for Best Art Direction as well as Costume Design by Colleen Atwood. And then we get into the legacy. So California Adventure actually created a nighttime party area, and they had a band actually called the Mad Tea Party, and they played several pop songs for guests inside the park, and they actually had specialty drinks inside the as part of kind of what do you call it, nighttime offerings that they offered in California Adventure. So you could actually buy some I think it was like a red liqueur, Red Queen type drink, and then a White Queen type drink. And along with the band as well, Tweedledee and Tweedledum would be wandering around almost like as bouncers. So that was a kind of cool effect. The band as well had quite the following. I think this is what ultimately led to them taking it out, is there were several complaints because the band had following from locals that the band was so packed with local people that people that were visiting for the first time couldn't really get to see the band because it was so crowded from people that were from the area that would like come almost every night to see them. So eventually it was taken out, and then they made room. I think it was taken out in 2017 2017 to make room for the Marvel Superhero Island that is there now. In Shanghai Disneyland, they do have an Alice in Wonderland maze, much like the one in Disneyland Paris, except this one is themed actually to this movie as opposed to the animated movie. And then Disney Theatrical Group was in talks with Burton and Wolverton to develop a Broadway musical based on this movie. They were hoping to premiere in London. They never got to a director or a choreographer. I think it's still in development. Obviously, with COVID-19, this probably is going to be put on the back burner for a while. But it'd be kind of interesting to see a musical based on this film. So reasons to recommend this. I think this movie has great visuals, great costumes. Johnny Depp knocks it out of the park as the Mad Hatter. He's able to create that character. Like, you don't think, oh, this is Johnny Depp. You think this is the Mad Hatter. Same with Helen Bonham Carter as the Red Queen. Again, she does a convincing job. And Anne Hathaway as the White Queen as well does a really good job. I just think overall it's one of those escapism films. Like, it takes you out of the real world and puts you into this fantasy world. And it just makes you kind of encapsulate yourself in this room or in this world. So I think definitely something you guys should check out. There was a sequel to this movie called Alice Through the Looking Glass, and that's actually going to be our next case file number 1016. But I'll get more into that one in the next video. In terms of the artifacts from this, I have two separate artifacts. So this is what I got from one of the D23 welcome gifts a couple years ago. And it is actually an invitation, a recreation of an invitation that they were sending out to VIPs to go and see a reproduction of Alice in Wonderland. And then the other one I was going to show you is I picked this up at D23, and this is one of Disney's fine art. I'll kind of pan because it's quite big, but it is a drawing of the Tea Party from Alice in Wonderland. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Our next case file, like I said, will be Alice Through the Looking Glass, and we're gonna put up the bonus poll for August on August 1st, and I can let you know that the poll for this, or the theme for this month's or August's poll, will be non-Disney animated films. So look for that on August 1st on the group page, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Bye-bye.
Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
Come on, everybody! I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high, I touched the clouds. Oh, 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 oh.
world might have gone crazy. The way you say me, you can blame me when I just wanna make you smile.
I wanna throw you like Michael.
I wanna kiss you like Prince.
Oh, let's get it on like Marvin Gaye, like Hathaway. Write a song for you like this. You're over my head, out of my mind. Thinking I was born in the wrong time. Let's start the rewind.
Everything's so romantic.
I kinda like to get out of my seat. Old school chic, like a movie star. Promise it is real, whatever the time. Never welcome plastic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic.
All who come to this happy place, welcome.
You wish your heart and soul. Don't think who you are. Everything your heart desires will come to you. Your heart is in your dreams. You're requesting to escape. Keep that going for the most dazzling deck in town! What about Tweedledee and Tweedledum? And of course your Mad Tea Party Band! Thank you guys so much for sticking around and having some tea with us. Right now we're gonna get on out of here, but don't worry, we're coming back for some more Diamond Mad Tea. In the meantime, hang out with my very good friend, the White Rabbit!